allow global temperatures to increase by more than 1.5 degrees.
No. St. Vincent, Grenada, hold it down. St. Kitts and Antigua, hold it down. Martinique, Jamaica, hold it down. Dominica, yeah, hold it down. In the Indian Ocean, hold it down. In the Pacific Ocean, hold it down. From Mama Africa back to St. Lucia. 1.5 to stay alive. We can't afford to waste time. That's 1.5 to stay alive. We should be the morning. Then we come together to fight against global warming. Hold it down.
So we're going to soon get started. Just waiting for some more attendees to enter the room. Okay, we're going to get started now. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gerald Thompson-Springer. I am from the Barbados chapter of the Caribbean Youth Environment Network, also known as CYEN. And today is my pleasure to welcome you all to the first information session for the CYEN Ureporter Eco Solutions Challenge. Today I'm joined by my colleague Carla Nichols, and today we will be discussing the challenge. So Carla, you can introduce yourself. Over to you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Carla Nichols. I'm also a member of the Caribbean Youth Environment Network based in Barbados. And today we're going to talk about the new competition hosted by CYEN and Ureport on the Ureport platform. And we're going to discuss how to join the competition, what Ureport is, and then we're going to talk all about climate adaptation.
All right, so before we get into the particulars of the competition itself, we would first like to just discuss the platform a bit more. So Carla is going to run through that. Give us more details about Ureport. Why is it necessary for youth in the Eastern Caribbean to essentially use this platform to let their voices be heard on various topics within the region, and one of them being climate change. So Carla, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Jared. So first of all, I'm going to talk about why Ureport would be useful. So as we heard in the first inaugural Caribbean Youth for Climate Action Conference 2021, hosted by CYEN and FCDO, the Caribbean is suffering from a data deficit. We do not have enough data that is conducted by us for us. Ureport is a social messaging tool and data collection system developed by UNICEF to improve citizen engagement, inform leaders, and foster positive change. It aims to help erode that data deficit in various countries. It's a global platform. It's in 89 countries all over the globe. And it helps us to get data real time from youth on topics that youth care about. So whether it is youth mental health, youth unemployment, eating healthy and exercise, COVID and education, they give you polls and information bots on various topics, and they get views and opinions, and they aggregate that data and they pass that on to various leaders. Next slide, please. So, as I said, Ureport is a social messaging tool and data collection system. It collects real-time responses and publishes the data. So all the data is published on the website in real time, so you can see what other youth in your territory or region are saying about the same topics. Leaders cannot address youth issues if they do not have the proper data to inform their decisions and base their actions on on real world data and information. So ureport is a useful tool to aggregate that data, and it's easily accessible because all you need is a cell phone. Next slide, please.
Yeah. So the next slide, we will have a short video on ureport. Yeah. Hi, excuse me, can you hear me?
It hasn't started for me.
Okay, like I'm having some technical issues here. Carla, can you share a video on your side, on your end, please, while I'm sorting this out?
Okay. I'm just getting the video.
Remember to share the song.
Okay, so share screen. Can you hear the video?
No, you need to share audio.
Okay.
Boom, and then share audio, share sound in the options corner.
Okay.
Ureport is a free SMS-based platform that gives young people an opportunity to speak out about issues happening in their community. The issues discussed on Ureport vary from health, education, using a free SMS tool. With a basic phone, young people can be engaged in issues that concern them. In countries like Liberia, where Ureport has been used during the Ebola outbreak, within 4 weeks of setting up, new reporters were empowered and they were able to get real-time information that was life-saving.
Okay. So ureport breaks down the barrier between So ureport breaks down the barrier between youth contacting their governments and other decision makers. It makes it as easy as sending a text on Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. Jared, can you share the screen again, please?
He's offline.
Oh, okay. All right. Present. Okay. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
Ureport is a free SMS. People and
So now we're going to talk about the competition itself. As I said before, there are two platforms that ureport is distributing the polls by: Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. There will be 3 polls that run for 3 weeks each on 3 different topics. Each poll gives you a chance to win. The first topic will be climate adaptation in the Eastern Caribbean, and that is the current poll, and there's still a week to fill out your answers. So there's still lots of time for you to think about your actionable idea. The way the winners will be chosen, there are 3 calls for actionable ideas in the poll based on the different topics. And we are judging the answers based on uniqueness, creativity, and actionability. So feasible, like the possibility of it being implemented in real life. There will be 3 Zoom webinars like this where we talk about the topic, get to know how others are feeling on the topic. If you're not sure about the topic, it's time to learn. And the 3 prizes are 3 gift cards of $100 US each. And they will be awarded at the end of the 3-week period for each competition. And they're open to all territories. And there's a report for the Eastern Caribbean, there's a report for Trinidad and Tobago, and there's a report for Barbados. So just make sure to enter for your respective region. So now we're going to talk about climate adaptation. So we're going to answer 3 questions. What is climate adaptation? What do you see being done in your territory? And what more would you like to see being done in your territory? This is just as a warm-up so that we can think about the topic to get the juices flowing so that you can give some great answers and win that prize. So climate adaptation is one of the ways that we can respond to climate change along with climate mitigation. It means anticipating the negative effects of climate change, the changes that will come about due to the warming of the atmosphere, and then implementing policies to combat those changes and lessen the negative effects. In Barbados, as with the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, we are dealing with sea level rise. And what we're doing to adapt is we're building sea walls, we're doing coastal management to reclaim the beach, like putting rocks and other things by the coast to make sure that the sea doesn't come and wash away the beach. We're shoring up the construction of our houses to make things more hurricane ready. We are also implementing more farming at home to deal with food insecurity, and we're partnering with Suriname and Guyana to grow food in the neighboring islands to shore up our food security. We're working on shoring up the leaky infrastructure of our plumbing to work on retaining more water. And yes, so those are some of the things that I've noticed that we've been doing in my territory to adapt to climate change. So this is one way to enter. If you're in Trinidad, you can text ECO to Elijah, can I share the presentation again? Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, so does anybody else want to talk about what climate adaptation means to them or what they see being done in their territory? Because I know that this is a regional organization, so we all have our different points of view and vantage points. Does anybody want to talk a little bit about what they see being done or what more they would like to see being done in their territory? You can just raise your hand. Oh, Damali?
Yes, Damali.
Okay, thanks for being brave enough to speak first.
Thank you. Thank you for the platform. My name is Damali. I live in Carriacou. For anybody who might not know, that is one of the sister islands of Grenada. And I think you encapsulated perfectly the definition of climate adaptation. So just to inform on some of the things that have been happening in Carriacou, specifically, not necessarily at a government level, but individual NGOs and other organizations like that. So there's a lot of tree replanting being done at our highest peak, which is High North by Kido Foundation. They do a lot of great work in that regard. In addition to the tree replanting, they also do mangrove replanting, and in Pitimatnik, that is something that's being done by one of the local women's organizations as well. There's a hydroponics farm to speak to the issue of food security. There is a coral restoration project happening on the south of the island. And there is an effort to have a collection of plastics to start facilitating plastic recycling, which is something that isn't really done on the island in the state, really. So there's plastic collections. And yeah, that's it for now. In terms of what I would like to see, I would like to see it going just beyond individual organizations and individual persons to be taken up at a government level, at a national level, to incorporate the schools on a more formal basis, and so more people can get involved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Damali, for that wonderful contribution. I see some of those things as well with the coral restoration. I saw recently that there's now targeting ecotourism, where you can get licensed to work in the coral nurseries and repair the coral as a part of your tourist package. And I thought that was a great initiative. And I also see tree planting initiatives being implemented. And I think it is very important for the government to take a leading role, because they have a lot more power to implement change than individuals working without coordination. So yes, thank you so much for that contribution. Does anybody else want to answer about their territory? So just to remind you, the questions were, what does climate adaptation mean to you? What do you see being done in your territory? And what would you like to see? I could ask Jared. Welcome back.
Yes, please. It's good to be back. It seems that my computer decided to update itself randomly. Right, as it relates to climate adaptation, I heard that you shared the definition. So I won't go back over it, but I would just say, to me, I essentially, it's just any actions that can be done to essentially prepare us for the negative impact of climate change. So essentially what I've heard you talk about some of the coral reef restoration projects that have been done around the region, but I would, also like to highlight that, there are mangrove projects that are also being done, essentially in places such as St. Lucia and St. Vincent and Grenadines. Essentially, these projects, they help to protect against flooding, and any issues that may impact our coastlines due to climate change. Also, as it relates to stuff that I would like to see, I think one of the main reasons why we have created this competition is really to gather information from youth, and why climate adaptation was the topic that we chose is because I think that there needs to be more information collected from young people about what they think about climate adaptation and any strategies. It is a issue that climate change. And so getting their perspectives on climate change is extremely important if we're implementing policies, because we want to have policies and strategies put in place that can better protect their interests. Another thing that I think I would like to see done more, another thing I would like to see done more is that as it relates to the financial aspect of climate change, especially when it comes to disasters, I think that not just that there is an information deficit, definitely, more information needs to be collected, but also a lot of more research needs to be done. That data has to be analyzed for us to have a better understanding of where within our region these vulnerabilities are, and how we can then better prepare for these more severe effects of climate change. So that there's not it's not just a shock, in terms of affecting our communities, but also like an economic shock, so we can be prepared essentially to better equip ourselves. But that's just my my thoughts on the matter. But I'd love to hear from other persons in the
Well, thank you very much, Jared. I think that the more information we have through research about how exactly climate change will affect the region, and the better able we are to respond to it. So I think that is a very salient point. Yes, so as Reggie's pointing out, we call the boardwalks, we call the seawalls the boardwalks in Barbados, and we have lots of them around to protect the coastline, and they function as a public space as well as a functional climate adaptation measure. So I think when you couple uses, I think these measures are more likely to get implemented. Anybody else want to talk about what they see being done in their country, or what they'd like to see being done? We have about 8 minutes left, so we have time for a couple more responses. Okay. Wow.
Hi, so Carla, you were not able to share the presentation again?
I have to, I'm trying to share it now.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how to enter the competition.
I'm just not able to share.
You're not able to see this. You're not able to see the screen?
No, it's just saying that you're sharing, that you started sharing. I don't know if that might be different.
Would you like to share, Jared?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Okay, because I can see it on my screen.
Right, so. You can stop sharing, Carla.
Okay.
So Jared, go ahead and try to share, because I think Carla's having some technical issues with that.
Yeah, no problem. Right, so you discussed the challenge and everything already?
Yes.
Right. So,
Okay, so the way to enter the competition is to interact with your report through Facebook or WhatsApp. To enter through WhatsApp, you need to add your report as a contact, and through Facebook, you just need to message your report for your respective territory. You have to message the code word ECO to join, and then begin the poll. And last of all, good luck. The next slide, please. Okay, so these are the numbers for the respective territories. So for Trinidad, you would add 1-868-296-69 7723 on WhatsApp as ureport Trinidad, and then message the word eco, and then it will automatically start the joining process and get to the poll. For OECS, add 1-758-287-2124, and then message the word eco on WhatsApp. For Barbados, add 1-246-832-6775 and message the word eco. To enter on Facebook Messenger, you would message ureport Trinidad, the word eco. You would message ureport OECS, the word eco, or you would message ureport Barbados, the word eco. If there's any questions about that, you can raise your hand. You can enter on both platforms. There's nothing preventing you from doing so. You have 2 chances to win. If you have 2 great ideas and you can't choose between them, that's a perfect thing to take advantage of. Just make sure that you enter in the right number for your territory.
Yeah, and I would just like to say that I encourage you all to be bold in your decisions, in your ideas. Essentially, think very think hard about it. Think about. I also could be very light as well, but essentially just think about what you would like to be seen done in your community, and try your best. It is a challenge, so it's for fun as well. And it's an opportunity, to win a prize, which everybody likes. So I encourage you all to essentially just try your best, and I look forward to seeing some of the results. I'll call it over to you.
Yes, and I would encourage everyone to share the competition widely, because besides the prize, it is a great opportunity to have youth give their opinions on these important climate change matters. And it is great that CYEN could bring a lot of these topics to light and have them represented on the ureport platform. So I know that CYEN has some amazing members, and you guys will give some amazing actionable ideas. And I wish everybody the best of luck. And I hope that you win that $100 US gift card. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty, so I think so that is the end of the information session. I hope that we provided as much information as you all need to enter the competition. Always, and again, just be free and creative with your responses. It is a challenge at the end of the day. So as Carla said, good luck and goodbye.
Yes. And if you missed any of the information, the posters for the competition will be on CYEN's social media.
And also on your report as well.
Yes. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this Saturday morning. Continue to stay safe. Good luck with the competition and have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay.
More than just islands, we're one ocean nation, all beautiful emeralds set in one sea. This is Tedderson John. If it's on land, it will end up in the ocean. And for every fish that chokes on our waste, someone's livelihood dies too. So I'm saying, please stop marine pollution. So many islands, familiar connections, sharing resources, one economy. More than just islands, a civilization of history and culture and shared destiny.
Why wouldn't we care? One Caribbean sea. We all belong here. One economy.
Making future sense of our present tense. We're giving it all we are worth. Our moment is here.
One Caribbean sea.
Values we all hold dear.
One economy.
Love and glory, the joys of our journey will surely inspire the earth.
Yo, this is Skinny Fabulous. Check this for a second. When your plastics, engine oil, factory waste, and fertilizer runoff end up in the sea, that's a real bad vibe. Trust me, gotta cut it out. We all have to stop that. And that's the memo right there.
Why wouldn't we care? One Caribbean sea can prosper right here.
Caribbean
By giving it all we are worth.
by cherishing the lands of our birth. Why wouldn't we care
One Caribbean sea.
for the oceans we share?
One economy.
Painting this picture and framing our future. We're giving it all we are worth.
Hey OECS, this is Mikkel Henderson. This song is real, just like our ocean. Think ahead, act now. Stop littering the land and protect our sea. Your garbage, your house, your garage, your factory, your move. It's that simple.
We're keepers of ocean and earth. We're giving it all we are worth.
We cherish the lands of our birth.
One Caribbean sea. Our treasures of blue sky and sun. One blue economy. One Caribbean sea. One blue economy. One Caribbean sea. Our treasures of blue sky and sun. One Caribbean sea.